It's that time of year, folks. Best of 2025, Part 1. These are always some of my favorite episodes because we get to look back on a really great year. As always, patreon.com/LateNight is where you can support the show, get video episodes, get mini episodes, all that good stuff. Go over there and please throw us a few bucks if you have it. Also, I want to give a special shout out. We'll do this in the main episode, but I want to do it here too, to our video editor, Rich, who was a huge help in assembling this episode, grabbing audio clips and stuff like that, suggesting them as well, and every week. So thank you, Rich, for being a part of the team for quite a while now. All right, everybody, enjoy this episode, and we'll have part 2 for you next week.
All right, Brian, we agreed to drink on this one, and this is going to be a lot.
I was going to say, can I guess what that is?
Guess.
Well, is it a sake?
No, it's not. That's a good guess, though.
Is it a wine cooler?
No.
Is it a soju?
Actually, yeah, I was hanging out in front of a middle school, and one of the kids asked me if I wanted wine coolers, and I remember that Dare told me to just say no, but I wanted it, so I said yes.
I legitimately do hang out in front of middle schools. In fact, I was doing it yesterday.
Oh, wow. Did they offer you any wine coolers, or did you offer them any wine coolers? Remember, this is a podcast, so it can't be held against you in the court of law.
That's right. Well, I have, like how some ice cream vendors will pull the truck up in front of the school or the playground. So that's what I do with wine coolers, right? I roll my little cart up. It says coolers for kids, both K for cooler.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. Back, yep, and that's right. And the K's are backwards, of course. Mm-hmm. And so I'm offering all the middle schoolers, premium wine coolers at rock bottom discount prices,
i.e., $10 a pop.
Yeah, well, I got to make a profit at least a little bit, right? It's not. Yeah. No one would blame me if I was charging $15, $20 for these, because that's kind of what they're worth.
Also, they don't know how much they are.
No, I'm paying 50 cents each for these. So I'm trading a sweet $9.50 profit. Because they're also, So what I do is I buy the wine coolers, the store brand wine coolers, then I fucking pound them right away. Like I can't, they don't even make it home. Right.
Yeah.
And then I have
great
the bottles,
value
the branded,
wine coolers.
Yeah.
Kirkland signature wine
exactly.
coolers.
Kirkland wine coolers. So they don't make it home, and then I fill them up with my own homebrew wine coolers.
That are ultimately non-alcoholic.
Eventually, once they're fully digested, they're non-alcoholic. So technically, it's not illegal to sell them to kids. Plus, my cart has a little breathalyzer on it that I have to blow into before I'm allowed to ring up any sales. Like the Square POS has a little. I have to do it, which, by the way, causes its own set of problems when you do it in front of a school. But that's
and they're also, you're making like mad tips.
Oh yeah,
because of the automated tipping on the Square. That's
right. I give them 3 suggested percentages: 50, 100, and 150.
They don't know any better.
It's not their money; it's their parents' money. It's like, fish in a barrel. It's very, very easy. And
fish in a barrel of booze.
But I take all the profits I make and put them back into the business, which is to say, I paint the cart, I do some focus grouping, right? Like, I'm putting a lot of effort into this. And no, do I pay taxes? No, I don't.
No, of course not. Neither do they. But, so why should you have to?
Sovereign citizen. I don't need to pay taxes. This is my own. I'm in Brian Vania, which is the name of my sovereign state that I operate here in my garage.
And also your platformer.
Yeah, that's right. And also my transformer name. Yeah. Do you know what I transform into?
What?
A cart that sells wine coolers.
And then if the cops show up, you transform back into yourself.
Yep. What, officer?
There's an entire Universal Studios ride about your Transformer career.
Yeah, and it's actually very convenient because the trench coat I store the wine coolers in just becomes the little, the insulated interior of the cart.
Yeah. And like when you walk around in transformed Brian form, you can hear all the wine coolers sloshing around in there. Oh yeah, and clinking.
Slosh. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and of course my outfit when as I always do, my usual attire of wraparound sunglasses, trench coat, no shirt, shorts, but like short shorts.
Right. And one of those little propeller caps just to let the kids know that you're one of them.
Yeah. And
that's part of the transformer because you can spin that and then get mad air. Which is about, no, you spin it to fly, but you only get like 2 feet or so for like 30 seconds.
That's all I need. They're children. Once I'm in the air, I can just hop right over them. I'm also wearing white Keds and very high knee socks.
Fan art, please. Everyone, please do free art.
I call that outfit Date Night with Brian Wecht.
All right,
it's my romance outfit, which Rachel is sadly used to at this point.
Yeah. Anyway, this is Tip Top put over ice for maximum enjoyment. Well, I'm not going to do that because I don't have any.
What?
This is Tip Top Bee's Knees.
What the fuck cocktail. Is that?
It's the tiniest little. That's why I bought it, because it's a teeny little can.
What? But it's a bee's knees cocktail?
Yeah.
What's a bee's knees?
Oh, it's gin, honey, and lemon.
Oh.
It's a real classic. It's like a Depression era cocktail.
I see.
Because the honey and lemon was meant to disguise the taste. Yeah. Wait, really? It says bee in it.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have guessed like honey?
No, I mean, I never would have guessed by the 20s slang that it's named after that it was a Depression era cocktail. That's what I meant.
All right, we're going to try this. My guess is this is going to be fucking disgusting, and then I'm going to go into my kitchen and get a different alcoholic beverage.
Let's do it at the same time. I've got some bourbon, unnamed brand to avoid marketing. So, chores.
Chores. It's not bad.
Pretty good.
It's pretty strong. It's, what does it say? 26%. 52 proof.
I saw someone, speaking of old slang and numbers,
I saw someone talking about the new Shins album.
I didn't know there was one.
Old slang.
Oh, is there? Okay. No,
that was really bad. So
yeah, that one.
Even...
No, it's fine. I saw someone talking about 6'7", a meme culture I have vowed to not participate in. And just link to an article to 23 skidoo, which is old slang. I think I forget from exactly when. I think maybe the 20s, around the same time. And people would just all the time be like 23 skidoo and then run away. And it's exactly the same nonsense, just saying a funny number.
Time is a flat circle.
Yeah.
I took one sip of this and I'm already like, damn, Jesus Christ.
Straight to, oh my God. The thing I like to do, especially if, I'm out with Rachel, is I'll have one sip of a drink. I'll be like, oh my God, this went straight to my head. I would do like anything right now, like anything
I'm so fucked up right now.
Yeah, I mean, you could just like ask me to do something and I would do it, like no matter what it was right now, like anything right now.
Do you want me to sell wine coolers to these children?
Yeah, these ones I brought with me on our date.
That's why you wear the shorts.
It's my
They're
Greek
short,
chorus.
short cargo shorts. You're Greek chorus.
Yes, of middle schoolers who are like, right on, brother. That's what they say.
And only you can see them.
Yeah, well, if someone else could see them, that wouldn't be any fun.
People talk about shoulder devils and angel devils, but what about the shoulder middle schoolers, which are worse than devils?
Yeah.
They're 6'7",
6'7",
skivvy toilet.
And by the way, I confirm that the other numbers are 41 and 21 because they're from songs. This is what Audrey says.
What songs?
I didn't get. I'm not sure she knows.
Well, there's 21 Pilots.
That's
and some 41.
Okay, hold on. It's too many pilots. We need to address this right now.
Too many cooks in the kitchen. Too many pilots in the cockpit.
It's exactly the wrong number of pilots because it's not the total number of pilots, right? There's a lot of more pilots than that. But if you're piloting an individual craft, that's way too many pilots. So what are we doing with 21 pilots? It's lawlessness of the highest order.
Well, they could be there isn't an implied human element. It could be that there are 21 pilots because it's some sort of animal with such a short lifespan.
Hold on.
that
We're
there
looking
need
it
to be
up.
20 backup pilots.
All right, we're looking it up. 21
long
Pilots is
international
from what city? It's a capital city. I'll tell you that right now.
Is it in America or is it Canadian?
Nope. It's a Midwestern capital city.
I don't know.
Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio. I couldn't think of what the capital of Ohio was because I'm so fucked up off this one sip of bee's knees. I'd do anything except remember the capital of Ohio.
I do anything except actually listen to 21 Pilots.
I wanted
I'm
to
not
say
sure.
Toledo, Ohio, because I think Toledo is objectively a better name for an Ohio state capital.
Yeah. Is 21 Pilots good? I can't remember if I've ever heard a single song. I must
You
have at some
definitely
point.
have. My name's Blurry Face.
Nope.
No.
Okay. I mean, you were the right age to have heard a lot of this in like middle school.
Not
right?
in middle school. Fuck you.
2009.
Well, they didn't hit it big until I was like in college.
Okay, well, they formed in 2009. Yeah. That's fine. Okay, so breakthrough success is 2015.
Okay, so year I graduated high school.
Yeah, the year I turned 40.
Is that a book or a movie? The year I turned 40.
Oh, no, but there is some. I know there's something similar that's not occurring to me right now. But you're thinking of the summer I turned pretty.
Really?
I think so, actually.
The year I turned 40. The sequel nobody wanted.
The summer I turned pretty, the winter I turned 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Brian, what are we doing
And
here
then
today?
Alien Covenant Part 2 to complete the trilogy. Here we are. This is Late Night with Brian Wack.
What about Alien Covenant Part 2?
It's the third in the trilogy. It's the summer I turned pretty, the winter I turned 40, Alien Covenant Part 2.
All right, yeah.
Because they didn't finish. They left it on a cliffhanger because Alien Covenant was kind of a flop.
Yeah.
And they didn't finish. Like they originally, Ridley Scott, I think, wanted a trilogy there because why not make another fucking movie?
Yeah.
But then Alien Covenant didn't do well enough to merit
Is that the
another.
one where Fassbender Max on himself?
Yes.
Has a super hot makeout with himself?
Yes.
Look, I'll take 5 more movies of that.
Yeah, this is what. So I went to see that in Charlotte, North Carolina, with Twerp on tour.
Wow, they're bad guys.
Not only are they bad guys, they're terrible musicians.
Oh my God.
And did you know on our last tour they negotiated? I don't know why we agreed to this, to a 99/1% split, where they got 99% of the profits, and Dan got 1, and I got nothing.
I can't even pretend to be surprised.
Yes. And they said, quote, it was a group decision. And I was like, which group? And then Phobos just turned. He didn't even say anything. Phobos just turned and walked away.
Wow.
And
And
as he
then when
was
you
walking out of the venue, I heard him mutter to himself, "Cuck." He
And then
really
when
said that.
And when you started claiming that there was some like legal indiscretion happening here, Sung just walked up to you with his imposing physique and pulled off his cone, and his Mr. Sung Esquire was in there ready to throw down.
Had the
legal
documentation
threats.
and all of it. Yeah.
Yeah. He was ready to file an injunction against you.
He said, "Don't make me tort you." And I was like, is he using that right? But I was too scared to say anything. And then he said, I said, "Don't make me tort you because I'm all tore up." And I was like, is he drunk right now? And the answer is yes. Dr. Sung is always drunk.
No,
as is
Dr.
Mr.
Sung is not always drunk.
You're not,
Mr. Sung is.
Wait for me to finish my thing. Dr. Sung is always drunk, and Mr. Sung absorbs the alcohol through his head.
Yeah.
If you would let me finish, you would have realized that's where I was going with that.
Ratatouille, but with a little drunk lawyer.
Yeah. Like cognac ratatouille. Get it? Cognac.
That's very good, Brian. That's
Thank
some
you very
advanced
much.
wordplay.
That's what I do. Anyway.
It's what you love, along with foreplay.
Oh, who has time? This is Late Night with Brian Wecht. I think did I already say this?
Maybe you
I
did.
think I was
don't know.
about to say it. I don't know. My name is Brian Wecht.
But I'm Leighton Gray. It's actually night right now.
It's actually
really
night.
Exciting.
Because we can't record during the day because you have uncompromising construction happening below you.
They're essentially demolishing my apartment building with me inside of it, which is fun and cool.
Yeah.
And they start at 8 a.m. every morning.
That's fucking awesome. But you're up. You're an early riser.
I am. Yeah, I'm already awake, but it's the principle of the thing. It's the principle.
And they gave you no notice either.
They were able to email me about the rent increase this week, but not to warn me that they were going to do a multi-day construction project that involved them literally hammering the walls off of the apartment on 3 different sides.
Or to fix your roof.
Or to fix my roof. Yeah, that too. It's great. I love it.
It sounds great. So what are we, you asked me, what are we here to do, Leighton?
Well, fire bits, apparently.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, what's the thing on your table back there? It was there the other time we recorded. You're not even paying attention.
I have to send a text right now. Okay. What thing?
That big, I don't even know what it is. Terry.
That thing. That thing.
Yes, that thing.
Wait, hold on. That one.
No, that's a chicken.
Stop me when I get to it.
That's a chicken nugget pillow. Right.
All right, I'm gonna go up really, really slowly. Tell me when I get there.
If you have a Patreon subscription, cancel it.
It's that thing. I'll show you what this is.
Man, I really hoped he was just going to give me a brief answer to that because I really don't care that much.
So I think I may have talked about this on the show. I went to a Terry Riley 90th birthday show at the Ford Theater, and to the first 100 people, they gave away.
Oh, very nice.
This poster. Yeah, so Terry Riley, if you don't know Terry Riley, he is a pioneer of minimalism and electronic music. And it was such a great show. They did... Hold on, let me put this back because it's annoying to deal with. They did his most famous piece, In C, which is a series of, I think it's like 52 or 54 fragments that it's for ensemble of whatever. And there's an instrument that's just going bang, 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 with in C, with the note C. As written, I think it's the highest octave of the piano. And this ensemble, the instructions are play the first thing over and over and over until you stop. Then at some point move on to the second, and the piece is over when everyone's done all of them. And it is a foundational piece of minimalism. It's really great.
As a minimalist enjoyer, what's your take on Philip Glass?
I like Philip Glass. He's of, I'd say the two kind of most famous minimalist composers are Philip Glass and Steve Reich. I definitely prefer Reich over Glass, but I like Philip Glass a lot.
Yeah.
What did I say? I like Philip Glass a lot. I think my favorite Glass, I definitely don't have like deep knowledge of Philip Glass. I love his opera Satyagraha, which is...
Wow, I've never listened to it.
It fucking rules.
I cast it around for a moment because I was really hoping there was a glass on my desk so I could pull it out and be like, this is my favorite glass.
Glass. His name is Philip. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's lots of great stuff. There's some great, obviously big movie score guy.
Yeah. I mainly know him from his scores. I really particularly love his score for The Hours, a terrible movie.
Yes. That's a good score. He's a great composer. And I mainly know the opera stuff. I don't really know.
Of course you do.
There's some chamber.
Everything else is too populist for you.
Yeah. Well, why would I want to enjoy something most people do?
Look, you were going to say something else, but I think this is a good segue into as 2025 draws to a close, our 5th year of doing this show.
The Age of Aquarius.
Going into 2026, I think that both of us should be more unapologetically pretentious.
Am I not already? I mean,
no, and I think anybody listening is saying, but wait, Leighton and Brian, you're already like that. Look, you've
Right.
only witnessed a fraction of my power. The
That's
level
true.
of Leighton you're experiencing on this show for the past 5 years is a facade. This is the Kurt Vonnegut style Harrison Bergeron handicapping that occurs before they're shot on television.
I mean, right away, starting it off with a pretentious reference.
Yeah. Come on, Vonnegut isn't pretentious.
Exactly the thing a pretentious person would say.
Yeah, whatever. I think I would like to be...
Surely you've read Mother Night, imbecile.
I'd like to be more pretentious, more of a hater. I'd like to stop qualifying the hater things that I say, because I do in fact fully believe them. And I also think that it's obvious that all opinions on media are subjective, because that's how media works. And if I say this thing is a pile of dog shit, I'm not making an objective declaration, even though the words I'm saying sound objective, because we're talking about a movie. I'm not the arbiter. I'm not the arbiter of taste, even though I should be. So those are my goals for... I usually don't make New Year's resolutions, but I think I would just like to be more of an unapologetic hater.
I do like, honestly, the idea of qualifying less. Like, yes, opinions are opinions.
I hate doing it. I'm tired of doing it, and I cringe when I hear myself doing it.
I do too, and it's kind of...
Because it's anticipating the most bad faith read possible.
That's 100% correct.
And the people who would do the bad faith read don't give a fuck that I just qualified it, and it annoys everybody else, including me. So,
what can you think right now? What is your most pretentious take that you actually believe?
Not one I can say on this show without alienating 90% of the listener base. It is. Do you know which one it is?
I'm going to text you something.
Yeah, drop it in. I bet you know what it is.
Do it in the private chat? Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, sure, that's easier. And I don't have to wait 10 minutes for your text to come through. Well, there's an addendum to that statement, but yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's the addendum.
I wouldn't call that pretentious. I would just call that correct.
I'm right. I'm correct. It's true.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to read your take out loud to everybody. And remember, this is Leighton Gray saying this. 21 Pilots is the best band ever.
Yeah, that's my really pretentious take.
Yes.
But I think this is a very funny thing to say about my goals for 2026. Considering that the part one of our annual best of clip show, so we don't have to record real content over the holiday season and simply coast off of what was already a year of us coasting off of a bunch of clip shows because we have jobs.
Do I though?
You have more jobs than I do, and I complain about mine way more.
Hand jobs, blow jobs, Steve jobs,
foot jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I saw?
What? Yes, please.
I was grabbing toilet paper out of the cabinet under my sink, and I noticed Susie had given me like a set of like foot care stuff that she didn't want. So like, you know, lotions and masks and stuff. And I was looking at it, and I opened the cabinet to grab the toilet paper, closed it, thought about it again, opened it up to make sure I was seeing things correctly. And I saw the words foot file. And this was with a case of like a bunch of other like pedicure foot stuff. And I was like, they have to call it the petty file.
That's very funny.
And then I closed it again, and
you know what I hate? Speaking of this, I am now rewatching Better Call Saul, and I fucking hate that I am hardwired to clock when Kim Wexler shows feet.
Oh my God. Right. But they show her feet so much.
They do it so much. And I hate every time that it happens. I'm like, and because he's in the fucking, nail salon.
Yeah.
Like he's giving her like some kind of foot treatment in episode 4 or something. And I'm like, God, why am I even noticing this? I'm mad at myself.
No, but especially when she's injured, she's barefoot all the time.
Oh, right. Yeah. It's like, it's not even a thing I thought about the first time I watched the show. And since we talked about it, whenever that people were like talking about it, now I like fucking think about it. And
what can I say? She has great feet.
She's a very attractive lady. of
She
course.
is, especially in the being injured section of the show where she doesn't have the ponytail and she's just wearing PJs.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
Yeah, she's a hottie.
She is a babe.
She's a hottie with a body feeling naughty on the potty.
Okay, so this has been the 5th and final year of this show, everyone. It's been great knowing you. Why did we Better Call Saul rewatch? Petty?
We were talking for the file.
Right, yeah. What were we talking about before that?
Couldn't tell you. I think you were going to introduce something.
Oh, this is, yeah. So seeing as this is part 1 of the best of 2025 in getting submissions from people, thank you to the people who actually gave us timestamp submissions over 2 minutes. Everyone else, pound sand, respectfully.
Wow. Actually, that's a good way to rub yourself raw. And trust me, I'm speaking from experience here.
Yeah. Yeah. You're the first 5 minutes of the master maxing.
I want to say something so bad right now.
The
I'm just
master baiting. Please put it in the private chat. I think we should do more bits this year. Yeah, that's good. That's a good bit. I think we should do more bits where we conceal information or jokes from people.
Yeah. Just know we're saving our A+ materials exclusively for each other.
Yeah, and that's sweet. That's what friendship is all about, Brian.
That's
in the
right.
same way that I save stories to not tell you in person when we're hanging out, the concession is we save our juiciest little tidbits.
That's exactly right. And this might turn into a thing I tell Rachel about later, and she's like, okay, why was that funny? And I'm like,
yeah, you had to be there.
Come on, old.
Okay, Night Shyamalan's old.
That's a good way to spice things up in a marriage, is to call your spouse old.
Anyway, in terms of we are getting further and further from
I just want to say for more
do.
tips on how to keep things spicy in long-term relationships, please follow my blog. My relationship advice blog.
In saying that I want to be more of a hater in 2026 and that we've done a lot of clip shows, the lion's share of the clips submitted as best of the year, and I happen to agree with this, came from the many bad book clubs that we recorded this year, which cover such instant classics as, I've already forgotten them, the Da Vinky Code.
Which we finally read.
We did. Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality. Way more of it than we should have read.
Which we didn't read all of, but God help us.
We didn't read all of, but too much of. And The Secret of Secrets, also by Dan Brown. Are those the only bad book clubs we did this year?
Ready Player One was last year, right?
Yeah, that was Breaking Dawn, too. I almost said Breaking Bad. We just do Breaking Bad.
I think that was it. Yeah, because we could only handle so much. I can't believe we read, I forgot this, Da Vinky Code and Secret of Secrets in the same fucking year.
Yeah.
Why do we do this to ourselves?
Before we throw to clips with us pretending that we know exactly what is entailed in each clip, what I want to keep doing, they're my favorite episodes. Our Spotify Wrapped for creators said that the Da Vinky Code episodes were our most popular episodes of the year by a lot. Same when we did Angels and Demons year prior. So we should really keep milking this.
Now you've got my attention.
Less because people like it and more because I like
milking.
it. And milking, obviously.
Yes, mommy milkies, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh my God.
What?
You can't say that.
Why?
Because I don't like it. It's maybe as honest as I'll ever be on this show.
Yeah. All right.
I feel like such an asshole drinking this tiny can.
You look like a monster doing it. I mean, it's
maybe sized.
It is. Yeah.
I have a variety of objects that are maybe sized.
Are you? Wait, I can't see because the light. You're not. You should extend your pinky more. There you go. That's it. Very classy. Oh yeah, nice.
I almost said the take that you typed in the chat, but not even Rich gets that ammo.
Nope, nobody gets it. All right. Well, our first clip
also,
here.
First of all, big shout out to Rich for helping doing the lion's share of pulling the clips for this episode. So
yeah,
God bless.
In general, you know what? We're going to give Rich a shout out at the end of this too, because he's been a big part of the show this year, and I want to make sure he gets credit. But we'll do a mini shout out now, which is the one you just did.
The big shout out obviously will entail his home address.
Well, you got to home address, phone number,
You
bank account number for withdrawals only.
Withdrawals only. I was going to say before we start throwing
introduce
clips.
This clip, but yes,
oh
please.
my God! Well, I don't want to talk about the clip yet. I was setting up the introduction to the introduction, which
sure,
I know is your favorite thing.
I insist. Go ahead.
What books do we read in 2026? What books do we read in 2026? What books do we read in 2026? I hate you. What books do we read in 2026?
You should just start the thing you're going to say and stop dawdling like you do.
Who's pretentious now?
I have never, since I got my doctorate in 2004 and then did my 8 years of postdoctoral research positions at some of the most fine universities in the world. I have never once not claimed to be pretentious. I was at Harvard, yeah.
Like one Mr. Langdon.
Yeah, we'd run into each other at the faculty club.
And you'd be like, hey, what's up, dolphin? Hard
standing
gaps.
there admiring a curvaceous undergrad together with our matching Mickey Mouse watches.
Yeah, but we know that Robert Langdon doesn't like curvaceous women because they're...
No, that's right.
Easy. He likes athletic, tanned women with small chests because small chest equals intelligence.
Who believe in rank pseudoscience like remote viewing and universal consciousness. Yeah.
Yeah. But what books do we read in 2026 for Bad Book Club?
Didn't we already say this? I'm 90% sure we did, but I'll say it again. Vinky Code.
Said that. No. What books do we read in 2026? Not what books did we read in 2025?
Okay, yes,
What's
that's right.
What's the prospectus for the year 2026?
It seems like we need to don't use the C word with me. Don't use the C word with me, Layton.
Willfully abuse Claude.
The C word is my word. You don't get to use that.
I'm not calling you a CLOD. I'm calling you a CLAUDE.
Oh, like Claude Monet, my favorite impressionist. Yeah.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite?
Big haystacks. You know
what's your favorite impression by him?
Probably Ronald Reagan, because he'd be like, "Well, Nancy, I don't think I can do that." Right.
That was good.
Nancy,
you were ready
get
to go.
my fetish pornography. Didn't know that one was going to land. I thought that would be a shrug.
No, this is good. This is good. You know, I was thinking that this would only be good if both of us were going through interpersonal strife or calamitous life events, which is what led to the momentous best of 2023, I believe. But this is good.
I think because we're both in a pretty good place right now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it's the middle ground that does us no favors.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, I'm in good spirits, and I'm drinking.
I am too. I'm doing great. I've committed to only using AI to create things in 2026, so I'm feeling really great about. It's going to be so easy to write music.
Yeah, that's perfect.
By AI, I mean Ai Weiwei, the artist. Now who's pretentious?
I like the idea of look who's talking, but look who's pretentious, and look who's pretentious too.
Yeah, there are three, right? There's look who's talking to, and look who's talking now.
Talking now, yeah.
All right. Well, what books do we read? We have to do another Dan Brown, it seems.
We do.
So
we have Deception Point.
We have The Lost Symbol.
We could do his first one, which is the Source Code. No, that's a movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal. What's the one?
Which I like that movie, actually, except it has a bad thing at the end.
What's the bad thing?
He just takes over some guy's body.
Oh.
And then the guy, no one ever talks about what happened to this guy.
Okay, what's his first one? It's called...
Source Code.
He had a career as a composer and singer. Oh yeah, we've talked about this. But just show me the list of his books. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, his
Digital
wait,
Fortress.
hold on. His singer name was Robert Sangdon.
All right.
Yep. Digital Fortress. Sure, we could do that.
We could do that. Deception Point. has more science stuff in it that I think you'd be mad about, but it's not necessarily physics science stuff. But it's also, I don't know how much Digital Fortress follows the paint by numbers of his later works, but Deception Point is 1-to-1 the Robert Langdon.
There's the Lost Symbol, Code. Inferno, Origin, I believe, was the most recent before Secret of Secrets, right?
I tried reading Inferno and ugh.
So we should pick one of those. We could do, and I can't believe I'm even suggesting this, Ready Player 2.
Maybe. I'd like to broaden our bad book horizons. I think those are like easy gimmies.
The Bible.
I mean, I don't know. It might awaken something in me.
It might.
Something that years of Sunday school didn't. I think those are like easy fallbacks. I think crowd pleasers, good. But I want to expand our horizons in terms of how bad a book can be.
What about a modern romantasy?
Too easy.
Okay.
It's like, and I'll stand by this. I don't care that women are reading porn publicly and talking about reading porn. I think that's great. I think that's good. I think
it should be better porn, though.
You need to be reading better porn if you won't shut up about it in public. For the love of Christ, have higher standards and stop calling it fucking spicy. You are 35 years old and you pay your taxes. Mm-hmm. Don't call shit spicy. I don't care how much we're trying to get around the algorithm. It's sex. Call it sex.
For the record, I'm 50 and I don't.
What do you call it?
No, I don't pay my taxes. Nothing but net on that one.
Oh, you're fucking crushing it today, Brian.
Well, let's introduce. We'll come back to what we should read next year. I think we're now half an hour, 36 minutes in. Wow, this really.
Well, we got almost an hour in on Best of 2023.
Oh, we did.
We were really cooking. Before we even talked about clips at all.
Wow.
So should we start with the Da Vinci Code? Just do a melange of Da Vinci Code?
Yeah. So we don't need to introduce every clip here, right?
Yeah.
We're just going to say, maybe we can say part 1 and part 2. We don't even need to do that.
We don't need to do that. The 2 episodes are, well, Rich wrote Da Vinci Part 1 and Da Vinci Part 2, so I forget the actual titles of these episodes. But it's episodes 254 and 255 are what these are from, where we read the Da Vinci Code and had a great time with it. So we'll do a little audio cue to signal that we've gone to the next clip. So please enjoy or hate Robert Langdon. Here,
let me. Should I sandstorm into this? Fade out this me. I'm actually not going to fade out.
Listener, he has been doing it the entire time you've been listening to these clips, which is probably like 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I call a good start. All right, here we go. Clips.
I need to get to the part where he's sucking his own dick for a while because it's insane. So, blah, blah, blah. He's in a hotel in France and he's been woken up to a message that somebody really needs to talk to him right now. He turned and gazed tiredly into the full-length mirror across the room.
Oh, here we go.
The man staring back at him was a stranger, tousled and weary. You need a vacation, Robert. The past year had taken a heavy toll on him, but he didn't appreciate seeing proof in the mirror. His usually sharp blue eyes looked hazy and drawn tonight. A dark stubble was shrouding his strong jaw and dimpled chin. Around his temples, the gray highlights were advancing, making their way deeper into his thicket of coarse black hair. Although his female colleagues insisted the gray only accentuated his bookish appeal, Langdon knew better. If Boston Magazine could see me now. Last month, much to Langdon's embarrassment, Boston Magazine had listed him as one of the city's top 10 most intriguing people, a dubious honor that made him the brunt of endless ribbing by his Harvard colleagues. Tonight, 3,000 miles from home, the accolade had resurfaced to haunt him at the lecture he had given. And then there's this thing.
We're not going to read this part.
We're not going to read it, but I need to skip to the part where they're introducing him.
Oh, yeah. I believe there's a certain hyphenated word that we both are about to comment upon.
Okay, so the lady who's introducing him holds up a copy of said Boston Magazine. Langdon cringed. Where the hell did she get that? The hostess began reading choice excerpts from the inane article, and Langdon felt himself sinking lower and lower in his chair. 30 seconds later, the crowd was grinning, and the woman showed no signs of letting up. And Mr. Langdon's refusal to speak publicly about his unusual role in last year's Vatican conclave certainly wins him points on our intrigometer. The hostess goaded the crowd. Would you like to hear more? The crowd applauded. Somebody stop her.
No,
Langdon,
no.
please.
Sorry, Leighton. You're going to have to say that in the mask voice.
Somebody stop her. Langdon pleaded as she dove into the article again. Now, I needed to set that up because this is the highlighted bit that made me want to throw my phone across the room.
This part too. This is unimaginable.
As if everything I just read wasn't bad enough. Like this whole like, oh, who, me? Oh my God, I'm ugly, but like I'm so hot with my gray hair. Although Professor Langdon might not be considered hunk handsome like some of our...
Handsome.
You know that thing that women say?
Hunk handsome? Yeah.
Like some of our younger awardees, this 40-something... I gotta keep it together. This 40-something academic has more than his share of scholarly allure. His captivating presence is punctuated by an unusually low baritone speaking voice.
That unusually low baritone is called bass, by the way.
Which his female students describe as, quote, chocolate for the ears.
Now, God forbid that any male refer to Langdon as attractive, right? This is the thing. He goes so far out of his way to be like, and as the females said.
Yeah. Like, and Angels and Demons, too.
Yeah, I know. It's just like...
This like...
Maybe he's just hot.
This like, no, stop, don't, but, you know, keep doing it like, you know, faux humility. Anyway, the hall erupted in laughter. Langdon forced an awkward smile. He knew what came next. Some ridiculous line about Harrison Ford and Harris Tweed. And because this evening he had figured it was finally safe again to wear his Harris Tweed and Burberry turtleneck, he decided to take action. Harrison Ford and Harris Tweed is a war crime. Mm-hmm. Dan Brown straight to the Hague. That's the next Dan Brown book. Yep. God, he's so obsessed with how hot with how hot Robert Langdon is, but it's his self-insert. You just please don't look at the author photo on the back. I'm not describing myself.
Yeah, it is upsetting, this description.
Chocolate for the ears. You know, people say that about late at night all the time.
Yeah. Top 10 most intriguing people in Boston Magazine. Just like, you know, I worked in academics. The idea that anyone's colleagues, least of all, okay. Now this takes place 20 years ago, but I was in academics 20 years ago. The idea that any of your colleagues would come up to you. Colleague doesn't say like staff, which also wouldn't fucking happen. But your colleagues would come up to you and be like, hey, hot stuff. I can really see your bookish appeal. And by the way, everyone has bookish appeal. They're academics. That gray is like looking really hot on you.
Looking really erudite.
Nobody would say that. Like, that is straight up harassment if you say that shit to a colleague anywhere. But no one is doing this. This is not the type of thing that would ever happen in any kind of academic environment without being commented on. Like, it's terrible.
I will say that this one is at least better on the front of, I mean, this is egregious, but that it doesn't have every single, first of all, there are more female characters in Angels and Demons than there are in this book by like a large magnitude. And in Angels and Demons, every single last one of them wants to fuck Robert. At least this one, like, I almost called her Vittoria. Sophie is kind of the only one because she's basically the only woman in the book. Yeah. I'm going to read this introduction of Sophie and then you take over reading some stuff for a while. Excusez-moi, messieurs. Langdon turned to see a young woman approach. Also cue up the porn music. Langdon turned to see a young woman approaching. She was moving down the corridor toward them with long, fluid strides, a haunting certainty to her gait. dressed casually in a knee-length, cream-colored Irish sweater over black
casual.
leggings. She was attractive and looked to be about 30. Her thick burgundy hair fell unstyled to her shoulders, framing the warmth of her face. Unlike the waifish cookie-cutter blondes that adorned Harvard dorm room walls, this woman was healthy with an unembellished beauty and genuineness that radiated a striking personal confidence. To Langdon's surprise, the woman walked directly up to him and extended a polite hand.
Introduced?
Blah, blah, blah dialogue. Langdon took her soft palm in his and felt himself momentarily fixed on her strong gaze. Her eyes were olive green, incisive, and clear. There's no way for him to call a woman attractive without implying other women are ugly and whorish. And also like can you just introduce her normal? Not do the like, what a woman.
I will say, at least he introduces Langdon with a similar fixation on how the dude looks. So it's not like Sophie is getting a treatment different than Langdon here. Langdon, Langdon's hot. He knows it. His female colleagues know it. That's why they're always trying to get on him, which is basically said in the book.
But it's sort of like Dan Brown is literally describing himself when he's talking about Langdon.
But yes, this is, I don't know. Why is everybody hot? And the fact that he calls it out so much it reads like a creep fest to me.
Everyone's hot except for the bad guy.
That's right.
Who are ugly and portly and disabled.
Yes, that's right. It's exactly right.
How many fucking disabled evil characters does Dan Brown need to do? Yeah. Like, if they're evil, they either are brown, disabled, or have a genetic condition.
That's right.
In Dan Brown's world, that's how you know if someone's good or evil. If they're good, they're sexy. Also, wait, I'm a little confused. Like everyone, I guess it's the middle of the night. What do you think is going on here with this cream-colored Irish sweater? Like, is this is supposed to be like a, I don't know, thigh-length sweater or something? It's like a long sweater. Yeah, it's like an oversized
Irish sweater, like a known thing. That's what I'm asking here. Or is it just calling it is that just a sweater that's made in Ireland, or is that a specific style of sweater?
Oh, it's like, imagine,
I can picture
like,
what it looks like.
This is a specific style of sweater.
It's like a kind of bulky sweater that hangs down to like your mid-thigh.
Yeah, it's bulky and kind of like ribbed for her pleasure. Yeah.
That's right. Yes. Cool. Yes. Bad. Really, it just reads creepy to me.
Did you flag anything from chapter 10, which focuses on our assassin Silas? Because I have a couple of highlights. Here. So go off, King.
Here's the first thing I highlighted here with this. This is, I don't know, 4 or 5 paragraphs in. Looking up at the stone towers of Saint-Sulpice, Silas fought that familiar undertow, that force that often dragged his mind back in time, locking him once again in the prison that had been his world as a young man. The memories of purgatory came as they always did, like a tempest to his senses. The reek of rotting cabbage, the stench of death, human urine, and feces. And I was like, how did Dan Brown know what I had for dinner last night? I mean, that's my dream menu right there. Rotting cabbage, death, human urine, and feces. I mean, yum, right?
Yum.
So that's the main thing I highlighted here. This whole fucking backstory is just stupid.
So it's revealed that Sophie is Jacques Saunier's granddaughter, and they've been estranged for the past 10 years. And it's repeatedly referred to that she saw something of him that she hadn't wanted to see. And Dan Brown is cagey about this, like he wouldn't be able to guess what it is. But for the moment,
you know what? I will say, I did not exactly guess what this was. I didn't expect that exact thing. No, I did not.
Okay, fair enough. So he's been trying to get in touch with her. He sent her countless letters over the past decade, and he tried to call her the night of his murder and left a voicemail. And we also get a little hint of her tragic backstory. Princess, her grandfather's voice cracked with an emotion Sophie could not place. I know I've kept things from you, and I know it has cost me your love, but it was for your own safety. Now you must know the truth. Please, I must tell you the truth about your family. Sophie suddenly could hear her own heart. My family? Sophie's parents had died when she was only 4. Their car went off a bridge into fast-moving water. Her grandmother and youngest brother had also been in the car, and Sophie's entire family had been erased in an instant. She had a box of newspaper clippings to confirm it.
Mm-hmm.
So this starts this whole thing about how she had stopped talking to her grandfather, and that will be important later.
Yeah, which he drags out until way down the line here, which fine. I mean, he's doing cliffhangers left and right.
And then once we find out what the whole story is,
should we just talk about it now?
Yeah, why not? Okay, so Sophie loves her grandfather. She comes home from spring break from college one time and decides she's going to do a surprise visit to her grandfather. She goes to her grandfather's house. He's not there. She's like, oh, of course, he's probably at his summer house. I'm going to go there too. She goes. There are a bunch of cars, like fancy cars she doesn't recognize there. She goes inside. After letting herself in, doesn't see anyone. Then she starts looking around for a hidden entryway that she then goes into. And then she goes downstairs. And this is the part where the book will not tell you what it is for a really long time. She comes down and there is a sex cult ritual happening where a bunch of people in robes and masks are around her grandfather, who's getting bounced on crazy style by a lady in a mask.
A gray-haired lady.
She's so shocked by this. Important later. And she is so shocked that she immediately starts sobbing, rushes out, and never speaks to her grandfather again. I have problems with this because A, don't show up unannounced. If you go to the house where he's supposed to be and he's not there, don't go to the other house. Like, fine. If you went there, sure, whatever. You see that nobody's there. Then you see a secret door that you've never seen before. You still decide to go down there. You see what's going on. If you see your grandfather getting bounced on, that's not his fault that you saw
Yeah,
that.
I agree.
You're the one who intruded on the privacy and didn't bother to, talk about it. You walked in on your grandfather boinking, like, whatever, fine. But don't show up unannounced. Go to a second location. Go to a secret door.
Down a staircase. Stuff is going on. There's chanting happening. Look, I got to admit, once I got to the secret door, personally, I'd go in there too. Because I'd be like, ooh, what's this shit?
I know, me too. I love a secret door. And there are rich people here. But at the very least, how's that not a you problem? Like, okay, I saw my grandfather fucking.
Like, okay, this is here's the other thing. And this is why it's dumb. This is a beloved grandfather, right? This is not some guy
who raised her.
This is not some guy you barely know. This is a person that you have deep affection for and history with. And now, because of something you saw, which granted is, okay, maybe on the odd side.
It's weird.
You're going to just cut off all contact immediately without letting him explain. No, sorry. This is not at the level of that. This is
after you have snooped. You've shown up unannounced. This is a simpler version, but if the door to the bedroom is closed and you hear weird noises,
also,
maybe you don't need to open the door.
This is also in France, where people love to fuck, right? Famously, something about France is that people love to fuck over there, right? This is not a prudish culture traditionally, right? The fact that this, it's some sex ritual that maybe is surprising, but you didn't see the guy murdering someone.
Which is what the buildup makes it sound like.
That 100%, he was committing some kind of sacrifice or something that feels very intentional to me, that you're going to see him like murdering someone or sacrificing someone. No, instead, he's grinding on this lady.
It's not like he involved you somehow, that he did it in a place where plausibly you would come in and see it. This was a ritual done in secret at a place that you weren't supposed to come to, yet you insinuated yourself into.
In one of the fuckiest countries on earth.
Like Sophie, I don't know what to tell you. That is fully a you problem. And it's like it's set up because this is further on the puzzle at the Louvre. There's a PS that says, PS, find Robert Langdon. And it's part of it is implied that like part of the reason why he wanted her to find Robert is so that he can explain this to her of like, what your grandfather was doing was actually really normal.
Yeah, that's right. Silly. But then the fact that it is then couched as this normal, holy thing. It's part of, this kind of pagan sex stuff that used to be the holiest thing in the world until the church convinced us all that fucking is bad. I don't know. I mean, maybe that honestly does not strain credulity. I think I don't know anything about this stuff. The fact that sex was important and, somewhat sacred, and then a different morality kind of stepped in and superseded that. Yeah, okay, I kind of buy that. I think maybe overstated a little bit here.
Yeah.
And look, no one wants to see their parents or for that matter, their grandparents boning.
Wait, now, doesn't he make a reference to the weight of the woman bouncing on her grandfather?
Oh, does he? I don't remember that.
I forget exactly where it is, but it's something about
sorry,
like she's
right.
not in the best
she doesn't
of shape.
She doesn't have a perfect body. That's right. Yeah. It's not the weight, but it's like she has a,
the body an elderly woman would have. Yeah, no fucking shit. Are you mad that your grandfather wasn't having sex with like a Playboy bunny? I
never knew my grandfather. I like to think that if I walked in on my grandfather in some kind of, let's be honest, really cool, like not even orgy, but like sex ritual thing.
Yeah.
And they're wearing masks, dudes getting laid. Maybe I don't know it's my grandma. Maybe I do. I don't know. I'd be like, hell yeah, get after it. Right.
Yeah. Sounds like my grandpa is pretty cool.
Yeah. Like you're whatever. Let's call it 70. Still fucking. That's rad.
Yeah.
Right. We all gotta love that. The fact that old people fucking. Now, this is actually something I did want to comment on. I do like the fact that Dan Brown is basically explaining like, yeah, here's why old people fucking is awesome. You know what? Great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand up for that. I think we need to normalize old people fucking.
For as much as the past 10 years has really had an influx of horror movies where the horror is supposed to come from like how disgusting the bodies or sexuality of older people are, which is just like, that's such a self-own for a person to do as a scary thing. It's like, oh, are you going to be 30 forever? Is that your thought?
Yeah,
that you stop exactly having being attractive or attracted to others like past the age of 30? Like fucking grow up.
Yeah,
it's also strains belief that in the 10 years, if this is a thing that bothered her enough to cut off the relationship with a man who she essentially saw as her only family, she didn't bother once like looking this up.
No, but talk to him. It's this plot device that I hate so much. Rather than just talk about it, instead you got to do this weird fucking thing where you just cut off all contact because it furthers the plot.
Yeah.
Right.
Babe, it's not what it looks like.
Yeah, right. It's ridiculous. It just didn't seem plausible to me that she would cut it off. Especially again, more old people fucking, please. Like,
and she comes around to it so quickly. The moment that Robert is like, Sophie, your grandfather was actually doing a super fucking sick
and then
cult rite. She's like, oh. Yeah, he was. What did she think he was doing?
Here's why your granddad getting his rocks off while 12 other people watch is actually awesome. And she's like, oh yeah, sick as hell, bro. And then they pound it in and they walk off arm in arm to another sex ritual just down the road.
Let's get our own sexual ritual going.
Yeah, honestly, I did think for a while that's where the end was going to go, is like Angels and Demons, they're in like a hotel room or whatever it is in that one. I thought they were going to maybe be in a hotel room and they're going to put on masks or something and be like, you know, hey, maybe we should try this for ourselves, right? There was, by the way, almost no way this was going to end with anything other than some kind of kiss, or I thought it was going to be more. I thought they were going to end up boning at the end.
I know, me too.
They did not.
He had a little more restraint this time.
Strongly implied that they're going to at some point in the future. When Lane was talking about culture at Harvard, now I never taught undergraduates there. I was there for a year as a postdoc. But I like to think that I have, you know, at least some vague knowledge of what the academic atmosphere is like to some extent. I was in the Harvard physics department. I'd go to seminars. I'd go to colloquia, you know, stuff like that. What the fuck this guy is talking about has no bearing on anything I ever did there. Although, you know, what would happen a lot actually in seminars is I would be giving a talk to to the physics department or the people in my research group. And occasionally, you know, like a hot young co-ed sitting in the back row, I'd drop some knowledge and she'd be like, what? Really? No way.
But what does that have to do with physics?
And I'd be like, oh, you don't think it has anything to do with physics? Just wait. By the way, check out my watch.
Oh, that shows you're young at heart. And then she closes her eyes and she's written "love you" on her eyelids. Yeah.
Except no, it doesn't say "love you." What would it say? What's a good thing for it to say? Get wecked? Maybe.
I'm wet. I'm wecked.
I'm wecked. Maybe that's a pretty good one. I'm wecked.
I don't know. I was going off the Harrison.
Wait. Dripping wecked.
Oh. That's the segment of the show where you talk about your sartorial choices.
Yes, that's very good. Actually, did I ever tell you
we should do that?
If I ever put out a solo album under my own name, we have a couple options for titles. One of them is "Slippery When Wecked."
I think that one's really good.
Yeah. Also, another one is "Innocent Until Proven Wecked."
I like it. It's a curveball.
Yeah, right. Did you read the Guardian review of this book? I tried to go back and read a few contemporaneous reviews, and the guy, and I can't remember his name. I should have written it down. The guy writing the review for the Guardian was like, basically, it was saying this book is very poorly written, and it is bad, but tied it into, he said something that I had not thought of. He was like, look, in America after 9/11, people are looking for easy answers and evidence that all the bad stuff that happens is because there's some secret society like running shit behind the scenes. And he's like, I think one of the reasons this is popular is because it gives order to chaos. The reason all this bad stuff is going on is because there's somebody making it happen. And I thought that was a very interesting take on not only why this book is popular in general, but why it is popular right now when it came out. And I had never thought of it in that context particularly.
That's a really good point. It's like the comfort of conspiracy thought, which is exactly what Langdon is doing in this book. It's comforting to think that all of these things and all of the Disney movies have this symbolism because of this, and it's cults behind everything.
Yes.
And like,
and it's
ultimately,
please.
What that always comes down to is some Protocols of the Elders of Zion shit, where it just turns into blatant anti-Semitism. The cults are all actually Jewish.
Yeah. People love it's exactly what you said. I'm just going to reiterate it. People love the idea that they know shit that other people don't. They see the real truth and no one else sees it. And it's the reason everything is like this. And it's the reason that kind of anti-Semitic stuff is popular. It's the reason QAnon stuff like that is popular. It is pure conspiracy thinking, and it is very alluring to think that you're clued into some ultimate truth that others are not privy to. But, you know, there are clues everywhere if you just know to look for them. It's wrong. But it is very comforting to think that way, to think that you're one of the cognoscenti and everyone else is dumb.
And especially if the information that makes that up is blatant misinformation and you are so overwhelmed by the sheer volume of it that you can't even be bothered to fact check it because you assume that the form that it's taking, which is a best-selling book, which is endorsed by a ton of people and hot in the media, surely the thing at the beginning tells me it's true and it's a bestseller, so it all must be true.
Right. Because an academic would not. We have people who should have standards, and you assume that when someone says this is true, they have a standard that they are adhering to. They have done work to back it up, and it's the problem with so many things today. This book is 20 plus years old, but this is truer now than it's ever been. You have people all the time saying to your face, I know the truth. What I'm saying is true. Here it is. And it is.
Don't believe your eyes. Believe what I am telling you is happening.
Right. And sometimes it's not a blatant falsehood, but it is a truthy kind of like way of framing things that feels right.
I mean, Colbert had it with truthiness.
Yeah, that's right. Especially if it plays into your pre-existing biases, you're more primed to believe it, which is why when you're reading this book, I think the other thing you said that I really like is there's just such a mass of insane wrong bullshit in this book that it's very hard to fact check because it's whack-a-mole. Every time you bash something down, there's something else. You're just like, oh, but is that true?
And there are a couple of things that are true. Like the bit that was saying like Venus traces a perfect pentacle in the sky. And I was like, okay, well, that's not real. True? But no, it is true.
Oh,
so
perfect? Really?
Google it.
Okay. That was news to me.
But how could you buy anything that's said? And the idea that millions of people have read this and just are taken in by it. I mean, it's fiction is one thing. What Dan Brown does by claiming it is true, both in interviews and in the preface of his books, is irresponsible.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, you're so right. I mean, like the connection to everything that's happening now, like post 9/11, belief in conspiracy thought, the rise of the Alex Jones of the world.
Yeah.
It's easier to believe. And it's, God damn it, it is what Dan Brown always talks about in his books of like, it's easier to believe a comfortable lie.
That's
and
right.
it's annoying when he does it, but that's true. Yeah. Yes, you're so right. It's hypocritical for him to be doing this shit.
It is the ultimate goal of every Dan Brown book to spin a comfortable lie. I mean, it is a work of fiction, and I wish he would just present it that way. There's a way of writing this book. We said this before, but I'll say it again. There's a way of writing this book and not putting the fucking preface in that says this is all real. You're just shooting yourself in the foot by doing it, but it makes it more compelling. And I understand.
I guess there's no consequences for him having done so.
Well, this is the thing about even nonfiction books are not fact checked, right? I'm not going to get into this whole thing, but anyone can write any fucking nonfiction book they want. And if it gets published, book publishers are not hiring fact checkers typically to check this shit. This is why Malcolm Gladwell's of the world exist and start, crushing, is because they're not publishing papers which are reviewed by other academics and then putting those claims into books. You can write anything you want in a book, and it doesn't need to be true, and they're not checking it. And Brian, I don't think Malcolm Gladwell is the worst offender here. I just think he's
like
not
a Joshua Lehrer making shit up.
Jonah,
excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Fact checking.
Yes, indeed. I had a friend.
But the good news is nobody reads books anymore. So.
Yeah, that's right. Well, thank God for that. Anyway, I hope to, speaking of not reading books anymore, never read another Dan Brown book. I certainly, at the end of this Kindle book, I got served a little advertisement for The Lost Symbol.
Oh God! If you thought these two are bad, Lost Symbol is, woo.
Well,
I meant for that to come after.
I know.
All right. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed those Da Vinci Code clips because I know I did, including the serious one that's in there. I think we went from being extremely crass about getting bounced on crazy style to incisive commentary about conspiracy theories in a post 9/11 society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a post 9/11 society and a post Malone society.
And a post Home Alone society.
That's true. I like to think about my childhood when I was pre-post Malone, And now we're Post Malone, but someday we'll be Post Malone.
Brian, do you like Arthur C. Clarke?
What have I read? Have I actually ever read anything? Oh, you know what? I did read. I actually believe the only Arthur C. Clarke book I read in its entirety was, is it 3061? The third in the 2001 trilogy?
I have a hunch that that's one of the ones that he co-wrote, because like all the sequels to Rendezvous with Rama, which have been...
Yeah, it was... I don't think it was 2061. I think it was 3061. Hold on.
Well, like the Jonas Brothers said, I went to the year 3000.
Maybe it was 2061. It was 2061. Okay, I got it wrong. Yeah, 2061 Odyssey 3. It says author Arthur C. Clarke. And right, so the issue was it was published in 1987 when I was 12. And I had, as a budding sci-fi person.
Sci-fi.
Sci-fi, thank you.
Skiffy.
I was like, I'd never read the other two, but I was like, well, this is 2001 and 2010. I better read this. And I think the 2010 movie had been out already at that point.
There was a 2010 movie?
Yeah, it has Roy Scheider in it.
Really? Oh, logging for Cine2 Nerdle now.
Yeah, it's got, I think Keir Dullea is in it as David Bowman. And, right? He's David Bowman, isn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah. It has, Helen Mirren.
I didn't even know this movie existed.
Helen Mirren is in it also.
Oh.
Yeah, 1984. That's right. So I had seen 2010. It's this classic kid thing where you see the follow up without knowing the original. So I'd seen the 2010 movie, but never seen 2001.
Mm-hmm.
And then, bought when it came out 2061. Yeah. Okay. Who's in this movie? Roy Scheider, Helen Mirren, Bob Balaban, John Lithgow, and Keir Dullea.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
Do I need to watch this? Does it suck?
I don't think it sucks. It's not 2001, but
nothing is except 2001.
I don't remember it being terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible.
But with Bob Balaban and John Lithgow, how could you go wrong?
Yeah. According to
Cue
Wikipedia,
me next week talking about how much I hated it.
According to Wikipedia, it was, quote, considered inferior to its predecessor. What a shock.
Yeah.
Directed by Peter Hyams, who also directed, let's see. Running Scared. And a bunch of End of Days. That's the one I was thinking of, because he took over End of Days from someone else, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, hold on. I want to read about the production of End of Days rather than... Director Sam Raimi and Guillermo del Toro were offered the project.
Oh,
Marcus Nispel, who I'd never heard of, was going to direct the film, but left and was replaced by Peter Hyams. So,
okay.
All right, there's your End of Days trivia for all you Gabriel Byrne heads out there.
I think I'm kind of surprised you haven't read more Arthur C. Clarke, considering you're a science boy. But I've been
now I'm a science man. I grew up.
I've been getting really into him lately because I really appreciate, at least from the ones that I've read, which are Rendezvous with Rama, which is great, and then Childhood's End, which is even better.
Is that good? I've always been curious about it.
It is really good.
Okay, yeah.
Rendezvous with Rama is great, but I like Childhood's End better.
And that's a trilogy also, right?
Your Childhood's End?
I thought so.
Rendezvous with Rama is a trilogy that I think and Denis Villeneuve is adapting it, apparently, which I'm very interested to see how he does that. But I appreciate how anti-convention, sci-fi genre stuff the books are, and how much they ultimately come down to none of us and none of the characters are ever actually going to know what's happening. So much of this is beyond us, and it is intentionally beyond us. So it's us grappling for understanding a thing that we can't possibly comprehend, which is mwah.
Right.
Love it. And then I'm reading another one right now that I don't remember the name of, which really shows how much I'm consuming on that front. I also we're just inserting random nattering in the middle of this clip show because we can, and we're holding the listener hostage here.
That's what we do.
I got to show our friend the 2019 film Serenity, starring Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway.
Wait, Serenity?
Yeah.
There's two films. Isn't Serenity
Not
also the Firefly movie?
Yeah,
okay.
I know. Serenity, you know, it's got the Interstellar pairing only a few years after Interstellar came out, and it's seems like
you've told. Okay, now I know.
Yeah, seems like it's an erotic thriller, but is
to be fair,
actually,
to me, everything seems like it's an erotic thriller.
Yes, I know, me too. It seems like an erotic thriller about Matthew McConaughey, who's like a fisherman trying to catch this one big fish, and who also is like sleeping.
Oh, I remember this now.
Sleeping with Diane Lane for gas money, and Anne Hathaway, who he had a son with, shows up.
Just to say right now, I'd do it for free.
We all would.
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway shows up and she's doing like a sexy baby voice. And she's like, I need you to kill my husband because he's abusive and he's beating me and our son. You know, I want you to help out our son. And then they like have sweaty sex on the boat where he's like biting her chin and shit. Anyway, the turnaround, everybody, is that
I remember this. Wait, can I? Am I right? They're in a video game?
They're in a video game, a fishing video game developed by his son. So his son is programming him to have sweaty sex with both Diane Lane and his mother, who he has made into a sexy baby, who calls Jason Clarke, her husband, daddy, like every single scene that they're in, including like he gets his hand broken, so it's seeming like he can't go on the big fishing trip, and so like his hand is all fucked up, and sexy baby voice Anne Hathaway is like, hold my throat like you'd hold the rod, daddy. Like, it's insane. Anyway, so yeah, it's like, who added all these sex mods?
Can we get that hold my throat like you'd hold the rod, daddy clean, please?
Boy, we sure cannot.
Just for anyone who might want it.
Yeah, for anybody who might want it, who me talking about cum constantly on this show, that's not enough for you. I'm against giving the people what they want. But
me too. That's why I'm giving them this.
Yeah. Anyway, but it's like, who added all these sex mods to my Bass Pro Fishing 5 game?
Yeah, the only sex mods I want to see are on my sex Discord, okay? My personal sex Discord. DM for invite.
I couldn't even get my sweater. My necklaces got in the way. Anyway, yeah, and then the kid like uses Matthew McConaughey, his video game avatar, killing the avatar of his it's like, you rendered your dad's dick. There are multiple scenes in with Matthew McConaughey is hanging dong.
Really? You see the whole thing?
I mean, you see it in the ocean. It's flopping around and it's floating, and you see his
wetter than never.
You repeatedly see his ass in the Diane Lane sex scenes, and then also the one that he's having with Anne Hathaway. And I just think about like, why did you like HD texture your father? You're dead. He's dead. The father's dead, by the way. He died in Iraq. So you're lovingly rendering your dead dad's dick.
I just want to say though, just for the record, if you want to see a wet, salty dick, there's no place better than the ocean.
Yeah, that's where they buried Cheney.
R.I.P. to a legend. All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
Now we could, I don't want to just go chronologically because that would be too easy. Why don't we move on to another book here? Maybe.
Well, yeah, because I've already color coded these according to what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, but we're not
going
to talk about them in spreadsheet order, right? Or are we?
I mean, well, it's either talk about them in spreadsheet order which the listener doesn't know about, or doing it where we're just going from Dan Brown to Dan Brown. Because we could have a little Yudkowsky palette cleanser here.
That's exactly what I was about to suggest.
So chronologically with the spreadsheet?
No, look, there's 260, which we're skipping over here. We're skipping over.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay.
So we should do the intro to this. The whole genesis. There's a genesis, and then there's just a little taste more from that conversation because it's also about a book.
All right, please.
So Brian, how about you tee it up?
All right. Well, we back, a few months ago, earlier in the year, we had our friend Adam Becker on the show. Adam who is just a top tier late night with Brian Weck guest.
Honestly, my favorite guest of the year.
Is same. Like
in a year with very few guests.
Yeah. And I've known Adam for a long time now. I mean, like 15 years, actually. Fuck, that's crazy. I had wanted to have him on the show. This was his first time, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And for years, I was like, we should have that guy on the show. And I remember reaching out and he said, well, I'm working on a book. Let me, maybe when the book is closer to being out. And we read the book, thought it was awesome. And it's like, now's the time. And his book is called More Everything Forever. And it's basically about Silicon Valley, tech bro insanity. And a lot of it deals with AI and long-termism and things like this. It's a really wonderful book. Cannot recommend it more highly, as well as Adam's first book, What is Real, which is about quantum mechanics, and it's also a wonderful pop science book. So we had Adam on to talk about his book, and basically all agreed that these guys are a bunch of loser idiots.
Yeah. And it also quickly devolved into me. I'm going to queue up one clip and then we can get into the next one. This is the clip where I asked the one person I was positive had read The Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect, an internet novella that's so insane I can never find anybody else who's read it. And it's about AI. And I figured this was my best shot. And so instead of immediately talking about this poor man's book, we get into talking about one of the most unhinged things I've ever read. So please enjoy this section of the conversation.
It's this. Go ahead.
I have a couple more slightly shallow questions.
No, this is great. Yeah.
My first one is, have you read the novella Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect?
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
What's your take on it?
Well, I have not. So can you explain what this is?
Leighton?
You get 5 words. Just real roughly.
Graphic.
Okay.
Bizarrely horny. Still good.
Great.
That doesn't explain what it is, but it's
like my favorite types of violence.
Yeah.
We're learning so much on this episode.
That's actually the new MPAA rating.
TV infinity.
It's a sci-fi speculative fiction story about like the creation of AGI and sort of godlike, like an AI becoming God, and then sort of in a very like Huxleyan, everybody gets all needs fulfilled by computer way, and I don't know how to explain the rest of it. Very strange, Luddite-esque conclusion and lots of issues with it, but it's one that I reread frequently just because I enjoy it from a,
When is it from and who wrote it?
The guy who wrote it, he wrote it in like the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
But didn't publish it on his website until later.
Yeah, it's been around for a while though.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, sorry. Okay, scene set. Please continue.
Scene set.
Yeah. No, I did read it. It is, as you say, bizarrely horny, really violent.
Transgressive in like 10 different directions.
Oh, yeah. Transgressive is definitely a good word for it. And like intentionally so, right? Like it's not like, I mean, the guy is definitely, he must be telling on himself in some way, but it's hard to tell exactly which way.
He is deeply horny for Caroline and like.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
But she's such a ridiculous character.
She's an insane character.
I really like her just because you don't get cool elderly women in like any media.
That's true.
Well, elderly for most of it.
Well, that's the thing. Like she's elderly, but he's not horny for her as an elderly woman.
Yes, he's horny for her as a constantly naked, completely tattooed cyber goddess.
Yes, exactly. No, it's really a very strange piece of fiction.
The eventual is somehow not the weirdest part.
I don't know. That's pretty high up there, but you're right. I think for me, the weirdest part is probably the rabies.
Oh yeah, honestly, the rabies ranks so low for me in terms of the other stuff.
Well, I mean, there's also being torn apart by a motorcycle. Like, there's a lot of weird
Nazi
shit
motorcycle. No, sorry, that's a different one.
Okay,
a different motorcycle or a different Nazi thing?
There's a different Nazi because so part of it is because in this like Brave New World-esque, like every need is possibly fulfilled by the computer. The woman who was like the first person who was saved from near death by the superintelligence prime intellect in this sort of afterlife cyber replication of everything. She gets into like, well, this is all bullshit if all of our needs are fulfilled. And so she invents this new sport and she becomes the queen of the death jockeys, which is like people come up with scenarios in which you can die, but they're all in the most violent way possible. And it's sort of like this creative race to see how much you can endure before dying.
Virtual. And they know they're not really dying, or this is real to them, or that's
the rules with prime intellect in regards to how this works is like kind of the crux of the thing. But I'd say maybe the bit that's so transgressive that I feel weird saying it on this show is she like seeks out. She asks prime intellect to find her like the worst person who's still there. Yeah, and so he brings her to. Who has become a zombie and lets himself completely disintegrate.
Yeah,
and then
really
just becomes zombie again.
Yeah.
Oh
so they can bone and they just kind of become friends with benefits and come up with this death jockeying thing where like they just have these prolonged fuck marathons that involve him killing her as slowly as possible.
I kind of blocked that part out apparently. I remember it now that you say it, but oh god.
I hope your PR person is happy with this interview.
I don't know.
I think she's really going to enjoy it.
I don't know.
Maybe bleep some of it, which I think will make it funnier if we bleep extended things that I'm saying.
Well, not only is that going to be funnier, but also like it's going to require one giant fucking.
Anyway, but I figured I don't get to talk about it very much with people because it's such an insane thing.
In like 2 months, and this is what you're talking about.
Brian, what do you think this show is? You've known me a long time.
Also, Brian, you've known me a long time and you didn't know I'd read this book.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay.
So I never get to talk about it.
You two are very happy together.
And reading this, I was like, if there's one person who's read this that I can talk to about this insane thing that I recommend to specific people who I know, not that they'll think I'm crazy, but who already know that I'm crazy, where I'm like, okay, you'll vibe with this. But I even searched through the Kindle because I was like, does he mention it in this? No. Maybe.
No, I do not.
Which, the answer is no, which is good. Anyway, that's Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect. I wanted to which, hey, if you're listening to this and any of it sounds interesting to you, it's a quick read and I enjoy it a lot. Despite everything that we just talked about.
Well, that was that. And we're just going to keep it going with more from this episode in which we talk about a thing that led us to read the worst thing I've ever read. Yeah. I don't even know, but
it's certainly the worst bad. Actually, no, that's not even true. It's not the worst bad book club we've ever read because I was so fascinated by it. It's the most obnoxious one.
Yeah, it's definitely the most pretentious, perhaps. The most didactic, for sure. Let's see, and what's
keep going.
And the longest also.
Yes,
the most interminable. And we're talking, of course, about Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality, which I had never heard of, although you had. And
you're about to hear me saying that I'd heard of it in this clip where Adam Becker plants this idea and that I will forever resent him for.
Yeah. So here's another from
this fan fiction.
I realized I forgot to say this before, from episode 269, Maybe's Basilisk, with Adam Becker.
My last slightly shallow, not even slightly shallow. I was shocked to be reminded of the existence of Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality, including...
Oh my fucking God.
Never thought I'd see that mentioned in a book. And also, when I read like 50,000 words of that a long time ago, like agog, I was like, Okay, so some 19-year-old wrote this. This is so juvenile and self-satisfied, and so learning the context behind the author is really like I like audibly gasped when I got to the reveal of Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality.
Wait, so you didn't know that the person he was talking about was the author?
No.
Of that?
Yes!
Okay, gotcha.
Yes!
That's
That's
amazing.
so good.
And that right on the heels of like the Roko's Basilisk discussion was like,
Yeah.
killed me.
It's
makes me
that
so
whole
happy.
thing is banana. So I remember this is probably 10 years ago. A friend of a friend was like, dude, you got to read this thing, Slate Star Codex. You'll love it. Okay. So I read this thing and I'm like, I don't have fucking time for that. Like, what is this? But that's the first time I ever saw anyone link to like Less Wrong or any of that other stuff. And I remember reading, how do you pronounce the guy's name? Yudkowsky?
Yudkowsky, yeah.
Yudkowsky. Seeing a couple posts by him and being like, who the fuck is taking this serious? It's so annoying and masturbatory that I just couldn't like the fact that there was clearly this huge community around it. I had no idea. And I was somewhat surprised because I've paid attention to this like skeptics kind of thing. I've been a part of that for a while. I would thought, I probably would have heard something about this. I had truly no idea. And also read it for like 5 minutes. And I was like, fuck this sucks. And granted, that's just a quick summary judgment and based on nothing but vibes, which is indeed kind of the point of your book. But I loved getting into this and like reading about these guys. And then when, you mention Slate Star Codex / Astral Codex 10, those are the names, right? Yeah. I was like, oh shit, it's part of this same fucking thing.
Yep.
I mean, truly, just like your last book, I was like, your last book was the thing I was like actually knew about, but still learned a lot from you anyway. This one I knew like this much, and it was like these doors swinging wide. I was like, oh my God, it's these assholes. Well, we enjoyed that chat with Adam so much that we were like, well, now we have to read Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality. Only we didn't read the whole thing because it's unimaginable.
Yeah.
So
How long? It's like over 300,000 words.
Something I can't even remember. It's whatever it was too much.
Yeah. And I got way further than you did. I got to about chapter 80 or so.
Out of like 160 or so. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think we agreed to read to chapter 50 or 40. Yeah. And then we went a little over because I demanded that you find out what happened next.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about it.
For those of you who don't remember, Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality, I guess you just heard us talk about it, but I don't need to summarize it. We just talked about it.
Yeah, we just talked about it.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, enjoy this clip from episode 274, Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality, part 2, in which I discuss Professor Quirrell's living situation, shall we say.
Hold on. Can I talk about Quirrell's weird little bedroom?
Oh, yes, please. Oh, I love this hot little bedroom next to his...
You're the one calling it a hot little bedroom.
Your words, not mine. Your words, not mine.
You earlier said it was a sexy little bedroom.
I was
you
quoting
said that over text. No, you weren't.
I absolutely was, and I want that on the record.
Why do you believe what you believe, and how do you believe it? Mm-hmm. Sorry, switch that how and why.
I have indisputable male logic on my side.
Idiot, Professor Quirrell said fondly. The class was already laughing. Your classmates can teach you afterwards, or I'll tutor you privately if that's what it takes. But right now, you're going through the third door from the left in the back of the stage, where you will find a bed. A bed?
Hell yeah. Yes. That's exactly my reaction when I read that. A bed?
An assortment of exceptionally tasty snacks and some extremely light reading from the Hogwarts library. You may not take anything else with you, particularly not your textbooks. Now go.
Scented and unscented lotions. Yeah, I was like, so, again, we just yelled at a professor for being unprofessional.
Abusive.
And now another professor has been like, dude, get to my bedroom right quick.
No, after having him beat up.
Yes, after having him beat up. That's right. Then go chill in the bedroom. I'll be in a minute. And by the way, I think you'll particularly enjoy the snacks that I've set aside.
Like, what the fuck?
You.
And maybe
there's something about the phrase exceptionally tasty snacks. What the fuck is going on with this room? Why did Hogwarts let him have this room?
Now remember, he is literally Voldemort.
He's literally, that's right.
And he is grooming Harry. And maybe there's something to be said. Harry rants at the beginning, I'm not being abused. If I knew I was being abused, I know about inappropriate touching, I'd tell an adult. And then accusing and false accusations of abuse are bad. I'm going to falsely accuse Snape of abuse.
We never see Quirrell do anything like abusive in that way towards Harry.
Yeah.
No, it's not even hinted at, except for the fact that he has a snack bedroom next to his classroom that he sends children to.
Well, yeah. And when I say grooming, I mean grooming in the sense that he is grooming him to be evil. And it's a very explicit step-by-step process that directly mirrors sexual grooming.
I taught high school for a year. I was told, don't send kids to your bedroom.
With the promise of exceptionally tasty snacks. That's like the thing that they tell you not to do if a man in a van says that he's got a magical bedroom and a bunch of exceptionally tasty snacks.
Don't go. Yeah.
It's definitely nothing is going to happen where if you're old enough.
So this van pulls up. A guy jumps out and he's like, hey, kid. Then 12 other people pour out of the back of the van and start pounding you to the fucking pavement. And then he's like, guess what you just learned? A valuable lesson. Please come to my bedroom. I'm going to say, and I don't want to speak for you, that's bad.
This is the official stance of Late Night with Brian West.
That's right. Don't beat up children and then offer them weird rewards. It is one of the more, the lesson, learn how to lose, is great.
Yes.
I like that.
But then he keeps going.
Yes, which is a bananas choice. I would like to see people, if anyone wants to do any art of this, I'd like to see a picture of Quirrell's bedroom. And really, you got to I want to see a nice bed. It's got to be very relaxing because you wouldn't send a kid who just got beat up there to relax unless it was very relaxing, lots of snacks. How do those snacks, what's the quality of those snacks?
Exceptionally tasty.
Exceptionally tasty snacks. And not,
maybe we don't ask people to make fan art of Quirrell's grooming parlor.
I'm just saying, if they were going to, no Muggle brands, please.
Mm-hmm,
right. Mm-hmm. Those are not exceptionally tasty. Those are ultra processed foods, which, as we all know, are bad for your brain and make you thus irrational. Okay.
Did anybody ever actually draw fan art of Quirrell's hot little snack room?
Not that I recall, but I could
if they
be
did, I'm going to sound
it.
so ungrateful. If you did.
We did. Well, we get lots of messages. So apologies.
We
if we missed
do,
it.
which a lot of messages like, no, I'm not going to steal this bit from the second episode. I want to save it for the second episode because it's maybe my favorite clip of the year. But speaking of disturbing messages, okay, well, that's Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality. That's covered.
Are you clicking it? You click the thing.
Oh, well, I thought I would give you the honors if you wanted to do it.
I'll click it. Click,
because it's
click.
It's fun to click the box.
It's fun to click the box. Yeah, click that box. Okay.
Click it hard and fast. And
yep, and you can click it nice and slow. Now faster. Now slower.
Nobody's clicking boxes, by the way.
No.
Everyone at home.
That's the thing. I hear, Gen Z isn't clicking boxes anymore. Now, okay, speaking of clicking boxes, we're going to move right on here to every once in a while, I like to regale you, Layden, with a little discussion of some stuff that I'm into.
Whoa, you're going off script. You're going the fuck off script. What are you doing?
I'm going back. You want to keep with the books?
But I color-coded this, Brian. Green is this episode. Orange is next episode.
We skipped a green we haven't talked about yet.
All right, fine. I'm right.
Right?
You're right. I'm wrong. Okay. As always on this show, God forbid a woman say anything.
It's not just on this show. So I like to talk. Sorry, do I have your permission to continue with what I'm doing? You
wouldn't listen to me if I said no. So, you know what would be even better than the best of clip show every year? It should be the clip show of every single thing that's gotten cut out of episodes in a year. Yeah, because
it was too funny. It would be the funniest stuff we've ever done, and
it
would
literally
cause
would,
the end of the show.
Yeah.
All right.
Especially, it's the hardest laughs, the most unhinged bits, and also and this sounds terrible to people at home, but it's genuinely like, if even a hint of like, are people going to be upset by this? And I feel like we are a little bit too cautious about these things.
Well, especially in this day and age when you have the biggest
when you can't
assholes
say
in the world
anything anymore.
saying, yeah, right, exactly. Anyway, we're going to move on with this. This is, I try to do one of these every so often. I think we're averaging one a year or so, where I assemble a little list of fun things. So here's me talking about some of my favorite adult film directors.
From the episode 260.
Thank you. Yes.
From episode 260, Get Lost, Loser, which is the episode where we talk about Lost.
I was thinking about some of the filmmakers that don't get the kind of recognition that they typically give at the Oscars. And you think, I think you know about me, I'm sort of a movie fan. And in particular, I really like, shall we say, adult entertainment.
Like a Dr. Dan type
Like a Dr. Dan type of entertainment. So I just wanted to mention some of my favorite adult film directors that I think will never get recognition at the Oscars, but maybe deserve them because they're doing God's work.
Unsung heroes.
Unsung heroes. So I'm talking about people like Steven Spielberg, William Friedkin, Paul Thomas Slamderson, another guy that often gets confused with Paul Thomas Slamderson. That's P.P. Anderson, Uwe Ball, Martin Horsessi, Catherine Big and Low, a personal favorite of mine, Spike P. I like him a lot. And a similar filmmaker, Wes Anderson. You might have seen his film Tushmore, which is a pretty good one. Patty Jerkins, Titley Scott, kind of an old school one, Joseph L. Spankowitz, John Singleton, Akira Kurosawa, a guy that has actually some really fun recent work, James Mangold, and I don't know if you've seen his movie A Complete Fun Bone that got some attention this year. Richard Linklater, Pud Apatow, Tyler Purvey, Gay Abrams, and he has a really, really great movie. It was pretty popular, actually. Super 8 Ass that I liked. Spank Fapra, Harold Anis, Taika Waititi, and you might have seen his movie Jojo Rabbit, but Rabbit like the vibrator. Kenneth Lonergan, Federico Fellatio, and I do want to shout out 8 and an Ass, which is a really good fellatio. Emerald A. Nell, Christopher Holland, Sam Raimi, Terrence Lick, Barry Wankins, Lucio Fulcheeks, and a father-daughter pair that I like, Francis Ford Coppola and Sofia Coppola. William Assel, Park Chan-Fuck, Mike Fudge, who I like a lot. Now this is, she's kind of a newer director, Coralie Farge Eat Ass, who I think is really good at what she does. Ryan Kuchler, David O. Puzzle. First, you might have seen I Heart Fuckabees, which is a really solid movie. Toby Pooper, Ron Ploward, and a duo that works a lot together, Trey Porker and Matt Bone. They're really good. An old guy, but still one of the masters, Preston Splooges. Christopher Guest, Stephen Chow Down on that ass. Mike Dickholes, Gus Van Pants, David Rimcher. Again, sort of an older one, Ingmar Squirtman. And I think, this guy he's famously only going to make 10 adult films. Quentin Tarantino. Yep. You might have seen Paul Greenass's magnum opus, United 69, which I liked a lot. Todd Phil Lips. We talked about, well, enough said. Peter Jacksoff, Orson Balls, Howard Hawks Tua, Bong Joon-ho's, Jean-Luc Godard, a real personal favorite of mine, Clit Eatswood. Really talented director. John Cassavetes, Sam Peckinpah, Steven Soderbergh, Bust R. Keaton, Ava DuVernay, Oliver Bone, James Cameron, and you've probably seen his big hit Titanic, which was a popular movie. Tim Squirtin, Melvin Van Peebles, Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu, which is a great director. You look confused, but I can't imagine why. Throbert Baltman, Spike Bones, Bernardo Bertolucci, James L. Boobs, Cecil B. DeFille, Louis Ball, and maybe you've heard of his art film My Dinner with Andre's Ass, which is it's long, but it kind of it's worth it. James Rampion, George Cuck, or Jordan P. Hull. Yep. Charlie Chaplin, John Boodman, Stanley Kubrick, and just two more. The Master, Alfred Hitchcock's, and maybe my favorite, all-time favorite adult film director, Guillermo del Toro. And I'd like to specifically shout out, of course, his movie Pants Labyrinth. So just a little recognition for, some auteurs.
Wow. I don't know what to do with that. You're clearly a huge film lover.
I would say a buff. I'm a film buff because that's also the state in which I watch them.
Yeah.
Yep, just me and my tub of fluid.
How long have you been sitting on that list?
You don't want to know what I'm sitting on right now, Clayton.
I think my favorite was Gege Abrams.
I like Gege Abrams, yeah.
Kind of hard to beat.
Yeah, it was hard to... There was a lot of rearranging.
You didn't even run with hard to beat off on that?
You make choices in life.
Comedic choices. I see.
Yeah.
Every time I thought you were going to stop, it kept going.
That's the goal. That's called comedy.
What were the ones that were too risque for this show?
I debated with Lucio Fulci. But it wasn't that it was risque. I thought it would be funnier if it was full cheeks.
Yeah. I don't know.
Also,
I think Fulci is funnier.
Which is funnier? Sofia Groppola or Sofia Copperfilia? Yeah, see, it's a choice. They're both good.
I think because you have Francis Ford and Sophia, you could have gone two different directions and just staggered them, but both are good. Copperfilia, not because it works, but because it's just tasteless.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I might beg
not
to
the
disagree,
way I do it.
But yeah. I also really liked Howard Hawks too.
Yep. Very good.
Some of these just kind of write themselves.
Yeah, as you were sitting there doing it, I was like, man, I would be hard pressed to come up with any one of these at this moment because you were just ready to go. You had a full magazine, just punching it.
Took me a while, I chipped away at it. I will. Yeah. The one of these that I thought of a long time ago, which is my all-time favorite, and maybe the funniest thing I've ever said, is Clit Eatswood.
Clit Eatswood, yeah.
Clit Eatswood, yes. Great. Love it. Amazing.
Well. I think we're out of clips to introduce for this episode.
No, we're not. We haven't done 288.
Oh, you're right.
Wow. Spreadsheet queen? ?
I am a freak in the spreadsheets, but I'm also
a lady in the dock Wait, a lady in the docks and a freak in the sheets? Right?
Is that the full phrase?
What was it? Isn't it a lady in the streets and a freak between the sheets, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're a lady in Google Docs, but you're a freak in Google Sheets.
I thought you meant that like the interpretation of the original phrase is like women who are really put together around the fishing docks.
Oh, no. I was talking about Google Docs.
I'm a freak in the docks.
Google parks its boats.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Or when Google puts two dicks together.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's called gooning, Layden. Look it up.
I'd prefer to not look up gooning.
Well, it's your business. I can't tell you what to do.
Nor should you.
Nor should I. Even though I know what's best for you. Anyway, why don't you introduce this clip since I introduced it?
Sure. So we're coming back with episode 288, Secret of Secrets, part 1, or I forget if we called it that.
I think we did.
It has another title. But this is Dan Brown's latest book, which is about pseudoscience and sexy ladies being sexy, and also Robert Langdon being more pretentious than we could ever be.
And also dead wrong about literally everything.
Dead wrong about literally everything, which I am most of the time. So without any further ado, here's that clip from episode 288, Secret of Secrets. You should just read this first page because it's so atrocious.
Yeah. All right.
Everybody settle in. He's about to throw some audiobook realness on us.
Do you want me to do an accent?
Please
like
don't.
A Kennedy accent? Robert Langdon awoke peacefully, enjoying the gentle strains of classical music from his phone's alarm on the bedside table.
That was good. I like that.
Thank you. Robert Langdon awoke peacefully, enjoying the gentle strains of classical music from his phone's alarm on the bedside table. Grieg's morning mood was probably an obvious choice, but he had always considered it the perfect 4 minutes of music to start his day. As the woodwind swelled, Langdon savored the uncertainty of not being able to recall quite where he was. Ah, yes, he remembered, smiling to himself. The city of 100 spires. In the dim light, Langdon surveyed the room's massive arched window, flanked by an antique Edwardian dresser and an alabaster lamp. The plush, hand-knotted carpet was still scattered with rose petals from last night's turn-down service. I wish I had a turn-down service so I could turn down the opportunity to read this book. Langdon had come to Prague 3 days earlier and, as he had on previous visits, checked into the Four Seasons Hotel. When the manager insisted on upgrading Langdon's reservation to the 3-bedroom royal suite, he wondered if it was due to his own brand loyalty or, more likely, to the prominence of the woman with whom he was traveling. Our most celebrated guests deserve our most celebrated accommodation, the manager had insisted. The suite included 3 separate bedrooms with ensuite baths, a living room, a dining room, a grand piano, and a central bay window with a lavish arrangement of red, white, and blue tulips, a welcome gift from the U.S. Embassy. Langdon's private dressing room offered a pair of brushed wool slippers monogrammed with the initials RL. Something tells me that's not Ralph Lauren, he thought, impressed by the personalized touch.
This was the second time in the opening pages that I just put it down and was like, I can't do it. The first one was the mention of like vaguely Slavic voice and cold, dead eyes. And this was like, something tells me that's not Ralph Lauren. I'm going to kill you.
With every line. Now, as he luxuriated in bed and listened to the music from his alarm, he felt a tender hand touch his shoulder. Robert? A soft voice whispered. Langdon rolled over and felt his pulse quicken. She was there, smiling at him, her smoky gray eyes still half asleep, her long black hair tousled around her shoulders. Man, you fuck good, she said to him. Probably the best anyone's ever fucked me. I know, darling, he said. No, okay. I stopped. I'm not going to read the rest of this.
Here, no, I'm going to keep going because it's important. Okay. And I think as a woman, I should say this next part.
I agree, yes. I agree.
Good morning, beautiful, he replied. She reached over and stroked his cheek, the scent of Ballade Sauvage still on her wrists. Brand name yet again, and it's crazy. There's another perfume drop later in this book that's crazy, and we'll get to it, and I'm going to point out what's crazy about it, but oh my God. Langdon admired the elegance of her features, despite being 4 years. No, hold on. I gotta make it through. Despite being 4 years older than Langdon, she was more stunning every time he saw her. The deepening laugh lines, the faint wisps of gray in her dark hair, her playful eyes, and that mesmerizing intellect.
That believed in complete bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, and that's basically all we learn about Catherine over the course, because there's no character development, nothing. And this is a thing.
No, there's literally zero.
Reading 5 Crichtons over the weekend, Crichton doesn't care about characters or like interiority. He's similarly bad with writing women, but they're never boring. The books are never boring. They just keep going. They're very tense. And even when the reveal is like in this book where it's like, here's a huge secret that we've been hinting at the entire time. It's like, well, it was really tense getting up to it. I don't feel cheated because this is compelling and this makes sense and feels earned. At least there's the action is interesting enough in Crichton's books to make up for the fact that he's not very interested in like character development.
Yeah.
In this, it's like, not only is Dan Brown not interested in his characters, he is not interested in what is happening or moving it along at any pace. I mean, he is like half in this book a tour guide to Prague or any basic piece of information about the modern world. It's not just like describing architecture or whatever. It's like, and as you might know, ChatGPT, and I'm not kidding for people who haven't read this book, ChatGPT plays a not insignificant role in this story. What a great clip. And you might think we were saying secretive secrets, but it's the secret of secrets. And Brian, what was the secret of secrets?
I can't actually remember, but was it universal consciousness?
I don't remember either.
I think it was. I believe it was universal consciousness that.
Well, because isn't that he suggests the secret of secrets as the title to her book on universal consciousness or non-local consciousness?
Non-local. That's what it is. Non-local consciousness. That's right.
Oh, brother.
I mean, the true secret of secrets is what do women want?
Mel Gibson.
Right. Yeah, Mel Gibson.
How many what women want Mel Gibson jokes have I made in the past month? Too many.
Yeah. You know, I went on a
really
Helen
timely
Hunt once.
reference. Did you catch any?
Sadly not. No. Just a bunch of fucking Debras. Now do we want to we have a little lanyap here.
And excuse me?
A little lanyap? Do you know what that is?
No,
It's a little something extra you throw in. It's like a New Orleans word.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. Like you get a box of beignets and they throw an extra beignet in for free.
I want a beignet.
Yeah. Well, I'll find some guy named Ben and get him to say yay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can buy tubes of beignet at the store, but you're not supposed to eat those.
Well, yeah. Right. Sorry. It took me a second. All right. Well, we're going to throw this in right now. One of our longtime listeners, M, put together, noticed something Leighton said in a recent episode. Actually, should we do this in the episode after? It is from 299, right?
Why can't we just do it now? Who cares?
Okay, fine. We'll do it right now. It'll make more sense later. But, we'll play it twice. It's great. It's short and it's great. So we're going to put it here and we'll put it again in the next episode. And if we don't, it's because Leighton didn't want to. All right. This is a fun thing that listener M made based on a particularly melodious to them thing that Leighton said.
I just have to maintain brand integrity, Brian. It's really important as we keep up the cadence of this work that, we represent the brand in a way that's like fucking goddamn fuck.
All right. What a great way to end this best of episode, right?
Yes, it is. And I also want to point out that on Instagram, please follow M at MWGEWEHR_.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Please. Very talented musician.
Very talented musician.
Wonderful presence on our Late Night Fan Discord,
Yes.
Which, speaking of which, did you enjoy these highlights from 2025?
Why could we have, speak of highlights, that's the level of light we needed to see you this whole time.
Well, I was making an intentional artistic decision, Brian.
Oh, wow, you're first. Sorry, that was mean.
I love it, though.
Yeah. We razz. We razz
on each other. We have fun. Anyway, if you've enjoyed anything...
I can't even come up with a mild razz without feeling bad. Oh,
that's sweet.
That's me. That's what an alpha does, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry, you were going to promote something.
I was going to promote our Patreon, patreon.com/late night, which if you've been a long time listener of the show and you're not on there yet, you're dead to me.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
No, you're making good financial decisions is what you're doing.
That's
but for the low price of $2 a month, you don't have to hear ads on the show ever again, and you get video episodes, which we literally shouldn't be doing.
$2 a month. It's disgusting how low that is. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here, and we'll be back next week with
and
some
happy
more...
holidays.
Yes, that's right. This is coming out. Oh, no. Let's see. Is this the last episode before Christmas? Well, we're recording this during Hanukkah right now. This will be out during Hanukkah. I guess this episode, this will be out right week before Christmas, and Best of 2025 Part 2 will be out the day after Christmas, a.k.a. December 26th. So, no matter which holiday it is that you celebrate, one of the many holidays, I hope you have a happy one.
And that you're enjoying yourselves in the presence of others, that you're eating some good food and having a much-needed break from the world. We will see you next time, and especially in this holiday season. Remember... And make sure you put this on your speaker around your family as loud as possible, because this is a message of good holiday cheer. Stay safe and come as hard as you possibly can, as often as you can, hopefully in your parents' spare room while everyone else is sleeping.
It's just science. Bye.
Bye.
Late Night is produced by Brian Wecht and Leighton Gray. Sign up for our Patreon at patreon.com/LeightonNight. Follow us on Twitter at @LeightonNight, on Instagram at @Leighton_night, or email us at leightonnight@gmail.com.